Hey guys, I know I might look a little calm right now, but in a few seconds, I might go crazy. So, I never wanted to ever do a video like this, but I feel like I have to do my due diligence as part of the GBF community and someone that has been playing this game for a long time. What is Cygames doing? Quick preface, this video is off the cuff. I'm just gonna ramble and hopefully I get my thoughts across as clear as possible. And again, this is my personal take. You guys don't have to take any of this as objective. This is just how I feel, how I have been feeling. And yeah, so the main topic that I want to talk about is obviously the new seasonal characters, aka the formal units that they are releasing starting this year, June. Going forward, they said that it is going to be coming out once a year around the same time, and I absolutely hate it. Now, this is not new, right? I think GBF, ever since their new producer has came in, I feel like GBF has been going in a downward trend. You can tell through the amount of monetization they've been throwing at the game, and just even before that, they've been releasing higher and higher volumes of limited characters, especially summer. Like, if you look at the amount of summer characters we've got since the start of the game compared to now, every year, for the most part, has been increasing drastically. We went from like having like 2, 3 maybe summer characters to like freaking 20, dude. I can't even keep track, right? And then they started to add more seasons throughout, which not seasons, seasonals, right? More limited characters, right? They started to add Yukata, Valentine's, more Halloweens, holidays, right? And I just feel like it's getting out of hand. Now, like I said, I'm just rambling, so I'm gonna be all over the place, but I've always wanted formal bridal characters, right? I always liked the June bride concept. I just think it's really pretty, really nice aesthetically, and I know other games have done it before, like Fire Emblem Heroes. The first year they had June bride characters, right? And considering that GBF loved their seasonal characters, I felt like we were gonna get it at some point, but in this state of the game, I just feel like it is just not good. And to be honest, I cannot even be excited for it, just because of everything. And my main point is that we are getting too many limited characters. No longer can we just say, oh, just save your sparks, save a couple sparks a year, you know, only pull on roulette, because that doesn't matter anymore. The rate at which we're getting limited characters, gala units, is just not enough to only pull at these specific points in the game. Back then, yeah, it was a lot easier to kind of keep up, just because you'd get roulette on one flash, and you get roulette on premium gala. So, and that's where all the good units were. There wasn't seasonals every freaking month. Now, if you look at it too, we got seasonals pretty much every month now, which is crazy. All right, now backtracking a little bit, but yeah, pulling only on roulette and you know, sparking once or twice a year is just not enough anymore. And not only that, is we need multiple copies now. Every weapon, every new grand weapon that comes out is never just one copy anymore. It's minimum 2. Most of the times it's 3. And sparking for just one copy of a weapon, just for it to not even be optimal, just feels so bad. And now, coming from me, I don't care about optimal builds. I play poopy primal. I get one copy, I'll use it. I don't care. Just because I like the flexibility of playing primal. Magna, you know, is a lot easier to play. Obviously, it's free, and you can get some really good optimal setups with just Magna itself. But I feel like primal will always be one step above just because of the pool of weapons that it has to use. So I'm not really speaking on my behalf, but in general, you know, everyone always tries to play optimally. So minimum 2 copies of these new grand weapons, unless it's the what I don't forgot what the series is, but like the Fenny main hand type of weapons, right? Those, yeah, you just need 1 copy, that's fine. And I wish they did more of that, and they already have been releasing a couple, but not enough. I feel like they are quickly transitioning grid pieces too fast. I feel like the rate at which they're releasing these grand weapons and these new types of skills and the power creep is just getting way out of hand, that we can't just not pull for them, right? And I get it, this is a gacha game, right? It's built on FOMO, and I'd like to say, or I'd like to think that I've overcome my FOMO, right? For the most part, I only really pull for, you know, decent or meta, not meta, but like, I do pull for characters that I like, but also I try to compete in GW, right? I try to stay as relevant as possible. So I'll spark 1 copy of a weapon that I might need for the future. But now we're getting to a point to where, like I said, we're getting seasonals every freaking month, right? And we just can't afford to just spark once or twice a year and only pull roulette, because what if there's a banner right before GW and you need that? It's the corresponding element, or every New Year's, right? I think, and the thing is, you are kind of forced to spark at a specific time just because of what is being released. Like, sometimes we double spark because of New Year's. We got Zodiacs and we got Providence summons. If you missed the Providence summons in itself is its own issue, right? But that's whatever. But if you don't get your Providence summons, which they have proven to be very broken and useful, and they are not even sparkable, so that's why you try to give yourself a chance to get at least 1 copy, and you waste your spark, and then there's that, you're done for the year. You got nothing. You know, you have to rely on free pulls, which they don't even give you enough. And that's the other issue, is they are increasing the amount of banners, limited banners, but not giving us enough currency to actually pull for any of them. They only giving out free singles randomly. Like, honestly, they could be like a pattern. I don't keep up with like, oh, when do we get free pulls and blah 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 and whatnot, but it's just not enough, man. Like, most of the time in this game, it's just I save up until forever. I see that I have a spark, and I just see when I have that spark, and if the banner aligns with when I have a spark, I will pull. That's pretty much it. The gacha is second nature to this game, honestly. It's weird because it's a very crucial part of the game, but also you have to ignore it for a certain amount of time before it actually plays a role. Which, does that make sense? I don't know. Like I said, I'm just rambling. Let's hop into the game a little bit so I can maybe go into a little bit more detail about this rant. Like, let's look at this. Watch. We got how many seasons? Look, we got summer, Valentine, holiday. I call Zodiacs because they come out once a year. Obviously, they have a lot more reruns, but again, they are still limited. Fantasy, nah. We got Yukata, which is just fucking summer part 3. We got Halloween, and now we got formal, and then we got your grands every month. And then look, and they even got collab gacha. You know, this formal new seasonal type has me more mad than collab, just because collabs, actually, I still hate collab characters. But I just think, you know, look at this already. You look at this almost covers the entire year, and then now that you add, you know, the formal, it just takes it just a little bit over the top. Not a little bit, a lot of over the top. It's just too much, and I think we are getting too comfortable at what they are throwing at us. Obviously, you know, we have, you know, limited eternal evokers, but most of the times they're just gonna fall under one of these. God forbid they make another seasonal type, because at this point, like, what can they even do? And another thing is that these seasonals can be more broken than grands. Like, we have seen some of these seasonal characters be relevant for so long, or just pushes a certain element over the top. Like, especially Valentine. Valentine is probably one of the most hyper limited seasonal character type, and they have so many broken, like, bro, we got Dark GW coming up, and we have the Valentine Sedala. She is broken. We have look at Cassius. We have Valentine Monica. She's still relevant till this day. Other bunch of random characters, right? Like, whatever. Yukata is probably the most no, actually, honestly, I'm not even gonna go into detail about who's good, who's bad. Oh, wait, we got Ilsa. Yeah, we got freaking Dark Ilsa from Yukata. Holy shit. Wait, was she Yukata? Yeah, right? I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, we're not going to, like, viability, but the fact is, we have so many limiteds every freaking month, and the fact that they're only releasing once a month. I think they strictly said formal is only coming out in June. Yes, it lasts until July, but that just means that they'll be in the pool, right? You're not getting no rate up. Once this banner is gone, it's basically gone. They don't even give you, like, a good amount of time to try to get them. And then I already know when they rerun it, they're probably gonna be freaking 0.01%, like, because they're gonna be new formal units later, and then the old ones just quickly just dilute themselves into the pool. Like, we've seen this. Like, we don't see any of these newer summer characters come back at a decent rate. Like, they're always pushing the newest thing, and then once it's gone, you just have to pray you get it as, like, an off rate or something, or you put money into the game, right? Dude, there's like 10,000 subticks like every week. This is crazy. And now I'm not only complaining just because, like, I like these characters. If anything, like, I do like Fro, and obviously I do like Ilsa as well. They're not my favorite. It's the idea of these formal units existing and their seasonal aspect that makes me mad. Not only is this new formal type of banner bad, they also never give us anything decent to coincide with it. Like, I just feel like every time they release something new or something people want, they never want to, like, give us a chance at making up for missing out on other characters. Like, here's an example. Like, let's look at the draw rate. So who do we got rate up? Like, obviously we're gonna see. All right, look, we got Bridekeeper Ilsa. All right, obviously, Fro. Okay, and then who's the last one? Freaking Ray. Who wants Ray? Who needs what? What is this shitty ass rate up? Like, they had the audacity to give us probably the worst rate up on the banner. Like, they couldn't just give us anything decent? Like, come on. Like, bro, we get like bro, oh my god, man, it's just so bad. I can't make this shit up. And, like, first of all, the rate up, it needs to be high. Make this shit like 1%, man. Like, that's the thing. They give us so many of these banners, and then they give us shitty ass rate up. So, like, they only want you to ever get one copy of one thing. And again, this is not new. We've been putting up with this for so long, but this time around, I'm at a breaking point. It's just so blatant and egregious. They're literally spitting in our faces, in our mouth, and we just eat it up. And like I said, I just feel like I have to say something because I don't think anyone else really is. Like, you know, if you go on Twitter, maybe, you know, in your own whatever community you're in, you know, people are probably complaining, but no one is making a video about this or whatnot, especially like on a global side. Like, come on, this is a Japanese game that has English translations. You know, we honestly don't matter to them, so that's why I feel like I gotta say something. Just for the sake of myself, I need to get it out there so that I feel better and I can move on, and hopefully I can get over this, because this is just disappointing. Like I said, I can't even be excited because of how greedy this feels. Like, it just doesn't feel like they want to treat the players. Is their excuse is they want to give players, you know, characters they like. We want to give them variety. You know, we want people to see their favorite characters in different outfits. It's like, okay, why is it always got to be limited? Why can't we get anything for free? At this point, I feel like we have more limited characters and more limited banners than standard. Like, I don't know. I just feel like everything's limited nowadays, and I just can't pull for anything. I just can't. And I stopped giving them money. I mean, every year I only do anti-ticks now. I stopped putting in money in the game. Honestly, mainly because I'm broke, right? And at this point, there's no way I could even like afford all these freaking packs every freaking month, right? And honestly, they don't deserve it. With the direction they're going, I just don't even feel like giving them my money. You know, I don't mind spending in a gacha game, right? I have no issue with that, but only if I feel like they're respecting me and my time and me as a player, right? But at this point, no. It looks like they're just trying to get as much as they can before EOS, right? Will it ever EOS? I don't know. I think Grand Blue Fantasy is very big, a big mainstay in at least the Japanese gacha scene, because let's be honest, Japanese gacha games, they're dying. The only ones that are left are the really, really big names. But other than that, Chinese and Korean gacha games, man, they're taking over the market, and you can clearly see why. The Japanese model, they don't want to change. They are very much more predatory and much more greedy. I play a bajillion gacha games. I've seen a ton of them die. And most of them are Japanese gacha games. They don't last. And there's a reason why people are playing these other games, just because they're a lot more generous. They treat their players well. And GBF, considering it's such an old game, it's a freaking browser game, they have no reason to listen to us, honestly. What does it take to actually maintain this game? Nothing. I don't know too much about the optics, right? But this is just, again, I'm just venting, okay? You know, you could enjoy this, right? I'm not stopping you guys from enjoying this. You can like it. Oh my god, my voice. But you can't hide the fact that they are getting very, very greedy, because what's the point of releasing all these characters if we cannot get 99% of them? You want to give the players what they want, but there's such a huge barrier. And now the barrier between casuals and competitive players is just getting much, much bigger. You know, the whales have to spend more and more. I feel bad for the whales, you know? They have the biggest issue, because all these limiteds, they have to spend them. And dude, they changed, what is it, the Linksmate ticket thing now too? You can tell everything they're doing is just to get more money. It's just so hard to not see that. You know, I'm probably repeating a lot of things, but again, I'm just very disappointed in all of this. And it sucks because I really do like these characters, and I've always wanted a series like this, but not at this point of the game. You know, look at some of these other characters that kind of look like wedding characters. Like, look at Yaya. We have, look at Juliet. We had Light Greya. Like, we have characters that kind of look like June Bride. Like, why couldn't they just make the standard units? Like, in a lot of other games, like, you know, it's pretty bad comparing games to other games, especially gacha games, right? But it's just so easy. You treat your players well, they will reciprocate. It's not that hard. So you can just really tell what their motivations are, and unfortunately, we just gotta eat it. We just gotta eat it up. You know, there'll never be a game like GBF, and this game is like a drug to most of us, right? If we've been playing this game for a long time, and we've been putting up with all this shit, we're never gonna quit, and we just have to deal with it. But I feel like we should be more critical about the game, because I like this game. You know, it's been a big part of my life, and I just hate seeing the way it's going, and I dread the day that I have to quit. But you know, they're making it, honestly, they're making it a bit easier. They're making it easier for me to quit, not gonna lie. So if they keep going this route, we'll see. You know, like I said, it's been downhill ever since. I'm trying to remember, what live stream was it? Was it New Year's? Was it New Year's live stream? Maybe before that? I think ever since KMR left, you can clearly tell what's been happening. Now, we don't know if all of these changes and updates have been strictly from the new producer. You know, this could be some residue from KMR, right? But the game just does not feel good to play. Mechanically, it's still the same, right? It's, if anything, we have some nice QOL, right? But it's just very hard. Like, I don't feel like reading these stories anymore. I don't feel like engaging in like the back end of the game, you know, not just playing the game, but like the actual universe, just because it just doesn't, I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I play this game because I get that itch, right? You know, it's like I'm addicted. I have to play it, right? But I just don't want to engage any more than that anymore, because it just doesn't feel good. I don't know, I'm just saying some random shit, right? Hopefully I got my point across. I hope that, you know, more people can speak up about this, especially the JP side, because let's be honest, who is listening to me? I'm a overseas player. My opinion does not matter to them. I don't think it will ever matter. They never listen to us, so it has to be on the JP end. I wish I could have organized this better, but I want to do this as fresh as possible compared to my other videos where I like to kind of let my thoughts marinate. But I don't like this, and you know, unfortunately, I might have to pull. Oh fuck! I got one spark in me, and you know, June brides are one of my favorite themes, and again, I'm not super duper competitive, so at this point, what am I playing for, right? Do I just pull for these characters that look nice, or do I just let them go? And I don't know. Me personally though, if I let them go, I can get over it. Like, out of sight, out of mind. I just don't even open up the banner page, and I just play the game, and that's it. They are really testing the players right now, and Game's not looking good. Will it EOS? Honestly, I don't think the game will EOS. I feel like it could go another 10 years. And unfortunately, I'll have to play those 10 years. But it's not looking good. God, I hate this game. I hate this game so much. Fuck.